And our rules to solving two-step equations that I've highlighted up here. What's it say the first rule is? What's it say the first rule is? How about volunteer to read that? Undo any addition or subtraction first, okay? Right into that. First example I've got. Let's suppose I've got something like 2x, what operation seems like divide. Very good. Uh, gotta look at two operations. According to right up here. What value of subtraction? Strongly to get this stuff down here now. Guys, the 4 is canceled. So what's the only thing left on the left side here? 2x. On the left side, I'm going to say 2x. Right side, say what? 30, right? What's 26 plus 4? Well, it's 30. So guys, I'm taking an equation which is 2 steps, apply that operation of addition of 4. Now it's 30. Well, we're going to solve it. Okay. What are we looking to do next here to finish this out? Divide by how much? Excellent. Divide by 2, divide by reminder. Step equations that we're going to look at today. The first all right, let's see if we can't make more sense. More difficult. So now we're trying. Let's go 14. 14 minus k divided by 2 equals, I don't know, how about 66? So you guys take a second to get that in the chat. Yeah. feel like starting and thinking where to go. Now again, I'm going to make some suggestions here about maybe possibly rewriting this so that to the eye it looks better. Now, if you notice in this right here, furthermore, we've also got kind of fraction. I know you guys very well know fraction. Okay? Well, here's the situation. I'm going to rewrite this file for my variables up front. I want to be very careful. First of all, my first order of A over 2 is 14 now. I want to what kind of value, what part of the expression is well, alright. I'm going to change the order, but now guys, keep in mind, A divided by 2 is what A divided by 2 that gets done right there. Hear me out on this, this is very important. When you rewrite a fraction involving some kind of a negative value, I always want you to put the negative sign with that number. So I'm going to put this as K over 2 out front when I rewrite this. You said this fraction right here is negative, not negative right in front of it makes it negative. Where do you want me to move that sign to? There with the 2. Put it right there. Now, this 14 that I have right there, what kind of 14 is it? Right? I like to say it just says K divided by what value? 3 plus A, 14, so my rule at the top of the note, first of all, positive or negative? Negative, and then just negative 104. Negative 104. Very good. Guys, I just want to ask a question here. I'm not. If you don't want to rewrite stuff in a different order to make it easier on yourself, that's fine. But how many would say that they like the second? How many would say they like the second writing better than the first writing? I work better if the variable's on the left. Would you guys agree? So if rewriting is something that helps you, I would strongly encourage you to do that. Do you have to do that? The answer is no. Okay. I have a question. Well, what kind of 14 was it? Over 2 did you have? Over 2. If you move so it's basically other questions first page? Let's try a couple more. Let's go, how about, you know what, let's go 12 equals 6. I'm going to rewrite this. Where do I like this? Furthermore. 12, put it over here for now. Is that okay to do? They're still equal, aren't they? You guys agree I could have done that?
Yes.
Everybody agree with that?
Yep. 6 minus 4.
What kind of 4y do I have? I could move that to the front, couldn't I? What kind of 6 did you really have? What are you going to have to throw right in here? You guys like that rewriting better? Yay or nay?
Yes.
I just like playing with my Vimeo. It's fun. Moving stuff around. Bet you guys wish you could do that, don't you? How are you going to rewrite that? Well, the negative 4y. Was the 4y negative to begin with in your original problem? It was. Was the 6 positive to begin with in your original problem? It was. Was the 12 positive to begin with in the original problem? I just rewrote everything, didn't I? If this equals this, can we switch them around like this? All right.
So if it's like subtracting or negative,
It's got to stay subtraction or negative.
so it changes to the number that's assigned.
Yep. Here we go. Now that I'm all twisted up here, help me solve. Where are you going? I'm not going to say a word. Tell me what to do.
Minus 6.
Oh, darn.
Negative 4y equals 6.
I'm not sure about negative 4 going into 6. Let me pull up the calculator here.
Negative 1.5.
How much?
Negative 1.5.
Let me confirm that, all right? So I'm going to go 6 divided by negative 4, you said? Negative 1.5. Check out okay? Okay, so you'll divide both sides by negative 4. Negative 4s will cancel, and you've got y equals negative 1.5. How you guys feel about this so far? Pretty good? Check something here quickly. Here's a good example I think that we should look at. Number 4, I want you to put a star by number 4, okay? Make a nice star. I'll do my best to make a nice star. Okay.
I hate that you can make a perfect star and I can't.
Well, I mean, it's not perfect, but
Really?
it's pretty darn good.
You're a cheater. Oh my god.
I'm a cheater.
Yeah, you
You're
are
an
a cheater.
overachiever.
I prefer overachiever. Thank you, Maddie. All right, I want you to write this down. I want you to star this and make sure you're careful on something like this. I'm going to go 5 minus m equals negative 22. Okay.
Negative 22.
Now on the surface, that looks pretty simple, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it almost looks like a one-step equation, doesn't it?
Yes.
Just the 5 minus m. 5 minus one number is negative 22. There's some tricks to this, though. Okay. First of all, do we work better with positive numbers or negative numbers? It's just naturally work with positive numbers. We're used to positive numbers. We apply them all the time, unless you're looking at my checkbook. Okay. Negative numbers in two-step equations can start to pose a problem, especially when the variable is just an m by itself like this. It's not 5m, it's not 7m. Guys, this is just minus m. Here's what you want to know call it this way. First of all, this is really minus how many m?
One.
I'm going to throw a 1 out in front of the m, so minus 1m. You might want to do that too. In fact, anytime you see like a 1 variable and that coefficient, they're just not going to list it because the assumption is that coefficient is 1. You might want to start throwing that in there. Okay? So I've got that 1 in there. This is the same as 5 minus 1m is negative 22. Second question. Do you like the order of it?
Yes.
Ugh.
No.
I don't like it. Some of you may like it, and that's fine. Okay? Some of you prefer Fords. I prefer Chevys. Okay?
Yes.
I'm going to rewrite this somehow.
1m minus 5.
What kind of 1m, John?
What?
What kind of 1m should we have?
1m.
I'm going to write this as negative 1m. This 5 is really what kind of 5? What really is right in front of it?
Positive.
Plus 5 still equal to what value on the right?
Negative 20.
Okay. How many prefer the Ford version or the top version here? How many prefer the Chevy version down here on the bottom? Fradsky's not biting, are you? No. I didn't think so. Okay. I threw the bait. That's pretty good. Pretty good bait. Oh, we'll get it. You guys agree that those are the same things? We do? Okay. So we all agree right here that this really says negative 1 times m plus 5 is negative 22. So once I've got it in an order where my variable's out front, we're just programmed to work better this way. What are you going to do to your plus 5? Yeah, so I've got a minus 5 from both sides. So I'll help you out here. 5s will cancel. Oh, let's see. How about negative 22 to subtract 5 more? Where are you? Negative 22 subtract 5. Negative 27. Okay. To this point now, we're going to take both sides and divide by negative 1. Okay? Divide by negative 1. Sorry. Another Ford product in here.
Yay! 4.
What do you guys get for a solution? What's your negative divided by a negative going to be? Positive. Good?
How about Toyota?
Honda!
Mine. Chevy sucks.
Chelsea, when you're
Okay, I'm going to stop there.
I won't be there to pick you up. Okay?
My dad from Canada.
I live close to you. I live close to you. I'll just come get you. Okay. Hey, real quickly, give these 3 a shot on your own. I'll give you a couple minutes. When you've got these 3 solutions here, check with the neighbor. And then I've got one example I want to apply to real life here on the last page. So take about 2 or 3 minutes and try these. Hey, just to make sure when I type stuff up, when you see this x/4, you know what this really means, x over 4 right here, right? Okay, so go ahead and take a minute and solve those 3. Once you've got those 3, check with the neighbor around you and see if you'd agree, okay?
These ones, if I wanted to set up for writing, would it still be, I'm doing subtraction to this side,
Right.
so I wouldn't
So
have
we'll
to.
subtract on the addition. Yep.
I wouldn't have to actually, is that kind of confusing?
Well,
Changing.
you do as long as you know that 5 is positive.
Yeah.
You gotta subtract 5 to get rid of the positive 5, right?
I think it's like confusing because usually it's like minus 5, so then I would just do this plus 5 right here. But it's backwards now. I think I'm wrong, but subtract 13 first.
How do I do this one?
That is a possibility.
Help me, someone help me.
Just a second, John.
To undo it, we need to subtract that.
Why?
Because that's a plus, yeah. Because that's a positive 3.
That's a divide sign. I rewrote it up there in the middle for you, Candace. So it's just the same thing right there. That's all that means. Yep.
No, don't do the raise 2.
No, I'm rewriting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Thank you. Anybody need more time with those? You show on hands, please. Yeah, when you've got them, check with someone. If you disagree, talk about why you disagree. Help each other out. All right, I got a volunteer that wants to come up here and show their work. Chelsea, you got the first one. Magic.
Yep.
All right, Chelsea, walk me through this as you're going through your
I have to-
steps. Kind of explain what you're doing there, okay?
Okay. So, I'm gonna look at my food.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so you minus 8.
All right.
That's an 8. Minus 8 to this side.
Good. How many agree? All right. Good.
And then you put this down here.
The x is 18. Okay.
Okay, and then you divide by 3.
Chelsea, if you want to go over that scroll bar on the right and pull down on it a little bit, give yourself some room. That would be good. There you go.
Then you divide that and x equals 6.
Very good. How many agree 6? How many had 6 there? Okay. Volunteer to do number 2 up there?
Oh, I will. What can I
Karen?
finish with?
Yeah. Who wants to do the third one for me? Candace? Okay.
Should I do
Why don't you go ahead and do the third one? We'll come back to Karen, okay? Any questions about Chelsea's work? Chelsea, that's a great job. Good. All right, Candace, I'm going to ask you a question. Did you leave the problem the way it was, or did you rewrite it?
I rewrote it.
Okay, show me how you rewrote this, please.
I
Negative 2y plus my 3 is 19. Good.
then I subtract 3.
What?
Okay, so you've got negative 2y plus 3 is 19, rewritten correctly. She subtracted 3. I agree to that point. All right, final step then. What are you going to do there?
Then I divide by.
Dividing by negative 2. That green or yellow one right there.
Is that right?
You're so close. Take a look at your 16 and negative 2 when you divide.
Negative
Positive divided by a negative, right? So it should be what kind of 8?
8. Negative 8.
Perfect. Everybody agree negative 8 on that one? Okay. Very good. How many had negative 8? Just curious. All right, nice job. Karen, you ready? Okay. Karen, maybe switch the color up there quick.
Wait.
There you go. You don't have to switch the color. That's fine. Okay.
Is it this one?
Yep.
So,
So we have x divided by 4 minus 7 is 2.
okay, so you're gonna.
Excellent. Everybody did she add 7 first?
Yes.
Okay, so she has x divided by 4 is 9. So how you gonna do your division? Whoops. That's kind of messy. That's a good looking axe, so I like it. Looks like a walking man axe.
I got fudge.
That one there said x equals 36. Alright? How many had
Yes,
36?
you're right.
That was good. Guys, that was great. Excellent work, everybody. Any questions about that so far? Alright, last example, last page. Let's take a look here quickly. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Okay. Take a look at this last example here, if you would. Top of the 3rd page.
Yahoo!
Real life example. I'll go ahead and read this. It says, suppose you are initially charged $15 for a service, and then it costs you $25 extra for each hour of labor. So as an example, you know, like getting the car worked on, no matter what. You know, newer cars nowadays, you pull in, they hook them up to a computer, and they say there's a $70 cost for that, right? And then they add hourly labor on top of that, don't they? So the longer it's there, what's going to happen to your bill? It goes up. Well, in this example, it says you show up to this place, you know you're going to get charged how much no matter what? $15. And then it says for every hour that they have it, it's going to cost you how much more per hour? $25 more per hour, right? Okay. It says your final bill was $140, so total was $140. It says how many hours did the company perform service for you? Okay, so we need to figure out the number of hours the company worked on that car. Okay, so in this problem right here, what we're trying to solve for is the number of hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let H equal number of hours number of hours total that they worked, or number of hours of labor, I guess I should say. All right. Well, guys, how much does each hour cost? $25, right? If the time was 3 hours, you would take 25 times what? If they worked on whatever they're working on for 3 hours, you would find the labor cost by taking 25 times what? 3, right? If it was 6 hours they worked, you would take 25 times what? If it was 20 hours they worked, 25 times what? Well, in this case, we don't know the number of hours. We're just going to call the number of hours what? H. So would you guys agree that I would take 25 times H? 25 times the number of hours worked. Okay. This is going to be the cost for my labor right here. $25 per hour times the number of hours they worked. Okay. We had an initial service fee of how much money to begin with when we pulled in there.
$15.
So you agree the labor plus the fee is going to equal my total here, gang? Well, what was the fee no matter what to pull into that place or have them do just show up or whatever the service was? $15. So I've got $25 times the number of hours worked for labor. I'm adding in that $15 fee. We were told that our total bill was how much money? What was the total value? $140, right? So, that being said, I've got an equation right here, right? It says $25 times the number of hours worked plus the $15 fee has to equal the total bill of $140. Do I have an equation set up correctly to model that situation, number one? Number two, do we know enough about two-step equations to solve that to figure out what H is equal to?
Yes.
And that's going to tell us the number of hours spent on, what's the word? Number of hours on labor, right? Okay, so I'll rewrite this quickly so we can have some room to work. Our equation to model the situation was $25 times the number of hours worked plus the $15 charge was equal to $140. So what's my first step in solving for the number of hours in this problem? -15, good. And if I do this correctly, I've got those to cancel. 25 H is equal to 125. In which case, some of you are ahead of me right now, so I would go 125 and divide it by 25.
4.
How many hours were they working? 5 hours. Now, some of you might have thought about that problem before we even started writing an equation for it, but if I go back to that problem, what was the total cost? $140. Couldn't I subtract out the initial charge of 15 to get to 15? Subtract that $15 initial charge to get to $125 for labor. Some of you might have thought mentally, like, why don't I just subtract the 15 and then divide by 25? Wasn't that essentially what we did in our steps for this equation? Subtract a 15 and divide by 25 here. Isn't that what we did? All right. 5 hours. Questions about your notes at all, game? Going once. Twice. All right, I'll hand out a short quick quiz. I'm going to write down the assignment here real quickly. You do the same. Everybody have the notes down? Okay. Take a second and write this down somewhere. Your new assignment for Monday is on page 805. And I'm just going to ask you to get started by looking at problems 1 through 8. And we'll say due for Monday on this, okay? Due for Monday. You guys did an excellent job on that today, all right?
1 through 8.
Yep. 1 through 8.